The Goliath Bird-eater, the largest spider alive, a 12-inch leg span, native to the rainforests of Brazil, Guyana, Venezuela, and Suriname. The bite isn't the threat. The fangs are an inch long, but the venom is closer to a wasp sting. The threat is the hair. When stressed, the Goliath flicks barbed bristles from its abdomen. Each one is microscopic. Each one is hooked. In a human eye, they don't come out. Surgeons can't reach them with forceps, too small. Treatment is steroid drops, for months, sometimes years. There's a clinical name for it, ophthalmia nodosa. Pediatric case reports go back to 1988. Teenagers with permanent corneal scarring, hairs later found embedded in retinal tissue. Sold online for $200. No license required in most American states. A defense system engineered for jungle predators, deployed against the face of a child who wanted a photo. Evolution built a chemical weapon. Hobbyists ordered it by mail. Tiger. There are more tigers living in American backyards than there are tigers left in the wild. 5,000 in US captivity. The global wild population is fewer than 4,000. The numbers crossed somewhere in the 2000s. Nobody noticed. In 17 states, for decades, the permit to own a 500-pound apex predator was easier to obtain than the paperwork to adopt a shelter cat. Between 1990 and 2014, captive tigers killed at least 9 Americans, most in private homes, including children. In October 2011 alone, a single collector in Zanesville, Ohio, released 50 animals before shooting himself. By sunrise, sheriff's deputies had killed 49 of them hunted through suburban streets. 18 Bengal tigers, 17 lions, 6 bears, and a baboon. Most that live carry the cost of inbreeding. The white tigers tourists pose with for photos have scoliosis, cleft palates, and crossed eyes. Bred for a single recessive trait. An animal built for 60 miles of forest, ending its life on 6 feet of concrete. Evolution built the largest cat on Earth across 2 million years. Americans built a permit form across an afternoon. Mini pig. There is no biological species called a teacup pig. It's a marketing label attached to ordinary potbelly piglets. Adult mini pigs weigh 75 to 200 pounds. The first technique is selective inbreeding of the smallest available stock, which produces low bone density, seizure disorders, and skeletal deformities. The second is starvation. Breeders prescribe diets of yogurt and oatmeal to stunt the piglet long enough for the photo on Instagram. Paris Hilton bought one in 2009. Demand exploded. What followed wasn't a pet trend. It was a sanctuary crisis. 9 out of 10 miniature pigs are surrendered or abandoned within 2 years. When the tiny companion turns into a 100-pound omnivore charging the kitchen. A piglet bought to fit in a teacup, ending its life waiting in line at a pig sanctuary. Evolution built a 1,000-pound omnivore. Marketing renamed the piglet Teacup before anyone could prove otherwise. The stick insect, the easiest pet on the catalog, the smallest threat in the room until one walks out of it. Native to southern India, 8 centimeters long, twig-shaped, vegetarian, silent. Sold globally as a school project, it reproduces without males. Every Indian stick insect in the global pet trade is female. A captive male has not been recorded in decades. Females produce viable eggs without mating, clones of themselves, dropped by the hundreds. A single escaped female can found a colony. There is no waiting for a mate. There is only her and time. This is not theoretical. The species is now established as invasive in California, the United Kingdom, Portugal, France, South Africa, and Madagascar. First confirmed in the United States in San Diego, 1991. The eggs look like seeds. They were thrown in the trash with the substrate. Evolution built a species that didn't need males. Hobbyists shipped it everywhere. The Serval. A medium-sized African cat with the longest legs, proportionally, of any feline alive. 20 to 40 pounds. 3 vertical meters from a standing jump. Engineered to catch birds in flight. Legal in some American states without a permit. Banned in others. The patchwork is the loophole. The Serval marks territory by spraying vertical surfaces, walls, furniture, the inside of a bedroom door. It cannot be litter trained. Its bite force is 3 times that of a domestic cat. In 2000, a 40-pound pet serval bit a 4-year-old boy in the throat and face. Plastic surgery followed. In 2018, another bit a toddler's head at a birthday party. A grassland ambush predator hunting through the hallway of a suburban home. When the laws caught up, breeders engineered the Savannah cat, a serval crossed with a domestic, sold to families who couldn't legally own the parent. The wild doesn't dilute on schedule. The ball python, the most popular pet snake in the world, native to West and Central Africa. The industry built around it isn't selling a snake, it's selling patterns. Over 7,000 designer morphs have been registered. Banana, pastel, champagne, spider, each priced by visual appeal. The spider morph is one of the most popular and one of the most disturbing. Every spider ball python is born with a central nervous system disorder. It's called the wobble. The head twists side to side. The snake can't strike accurately. In severe cases, it can't coil to constrict. Veterinary scans have identified malformations of the inner ear, the saccule and semicircular canals, which control balance. The gene that creates the pattern is the same gene that creates the wobble. You can't have one without the other. Breeders know this. The morph still sells. Evolution built an ambush constrictor. Breeders engineered the defect and called it the design. The axolotl, a salamander that never grows up and almost doesn't exist anymore. Endemic to the canals of Xochimilco, the only place on Earth it has ever lived. Axolotls are paedomorphic, they never metamorphose. External gills, aquatic, smiling for their entire lives. They can regenerate limbs, heart tissue, parts of the brain. The wild population is collapsing. In 1998, there were 6,000 axolotls per square kilometer of Xochimilco. By 2014, the count was 36. The most recent IUCN assessment estimates between 50 and 1,000 wild individuals total. Meanwhile, in homes around the world, there are millions of them. Most are albino or leucistic, mutations rare or absent in the wild. The captive axolotl is a different animal than the wild one. In 2021, Minecraft added the axolotl as a mob. Demand exploded. The chimpanzee. Here's the part that's genuinely unsettling. The chimpanzee is the closest living relative to humans. 98.8% of our DNA shared. A primate that uses tools, learns sign language, mourns its dead. In 1995, a Connecticut couple paid $50,000 for a 3-day-old chimpanzee they named Travis. For 14 years, they raised him like a son. He ate at the table, he drove their tow truck, he appeared in television commercials. On February 16, 2009, Travis attacked Charla Nash, a family friend, in the driveway of his owner's home in Stamford. He removed her hands. He removed her face. He blinded her. Police shot him dead minutes later. He had no history of violence, no disease, no trigger. He was simply a 14-year-old male chimpanzee at full physical maturity in a body that had never been domesticated. Because domestication isn't genetic similarity, it is time. Dogs and cats came from wild animals. They came across thousands of years of human selection. Generations of behavior bred soft. The chimpanzee shares 98.8% of our genome, and 0 years of that history. Evolution built our closest relative. We dressed him in clothes, fed him at the table, and forgot what he was.